Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today on the show, we focus on the 404 stock with more shaping. Then we wrap up the inletting using my new favorite tool. We get a final look at a finished restoration all the way from the last series. All that and more. It's a packed show, so let's get to work. Hey everyone, did you guys have a good Memorial Day? What'd you do all weekend? I know what I did. I made this video. So let me show you what I did this week. I buckled down and focused on inletting to get it out of the way. And it paid off, because it's finally done. Whoa, wait a second, Justin, what is that? Oh, I'll tell you. A few shows ago, I was talking about how stupid my mallet was. Then a viewer saw that and took pity on this poor little working boy, made this, and sent it in. No, but in all seriousness, a big thank you to Ted Helm for making this and sending it in. Just another reason why you guys are the greatest. Okay, that's enough silly business. There's work to be done. We can't be messing around like that. Come on. So here's something else I like to do. Take a 90-degree angle and put the corner in the channel. When the barrel channel touches all 3 points, then you know you're to full depth. If you like information, go watch my last episode, as it was the most informative episode ever. And I'm cutting the center of the channel to full depth first, and then I will come back and open up the sides. I believe it's faster this way, and I get to use out my new mallet. Thanks, Ted. And this has been working lately, so I'm gonna do it again. Dear YouTube, I ain't making a gun. Everything in this video is woodworking. The firearm itself was made in 1905. This is purely a restoration. It is neither modifying nor creating a firearm, so just let me work. And this is how stupid I am. See that step down in there? I've been carefully removing chips off that higher surface. There's no steps on the lug. What am I thinking? This is a good reminder to always be reading your positive surfaces. And these 4 corners are the most crucial, easy to mess up areas on maybe the whole stock. I take extreme caution with these areas. I'm using a straight chisel to cut deep into the side so that I can have a nice, sharp, final result. It's important that inletting looks clean even though practically no one will see it. In my case, it's a bit different as the entire World Wide Web can see this video. Hey, speaking of that, today, the 26th of May, marks our anniversary. That's right, you and I have been going steady for an entire year since my very first video. So take a second, like the video, comment down there, hit the hype button if YouTube allows it, and if you're not subscribed, bro, what are you waiting for? Another year? Hit the buttons, do it for me. Okay, and here's another pro tip for you. These things, these hemostats, I keep these things on me 24/7. I use them like another pair of hands. I use them countless times every day. You can grab stuff, hold stuff, grab hot stuff, grab toxic stuff. Just get them. Thank me later. I'll add a link in the description. I'm getting close to full depth here, but not quite there yet. I want this gap to be about 60 thousandths. Again, this is a tedious process, but it is one of my favorite parts. What's your favorite part of the process? And here's a good little joke for you. A little gift from me to you. Whenever someone is looking for something and they're getting irritated, help them look for a couple minutes. And then when they're not looking, take off your shoe or something and say, "Oh, there it is." And they'll immediately look at you and you're just holding your shoe like, "Oh, I've been looking all over for this." It's a great way to get your ass whooped, but worth it in most cases. Anyways, back to work here. And I'm to that part of the process where the ink contact points are becoming less apparent. Yes, it means I'm getting close to done, but I spend the majority of the time looking for little black problem areas. Like I'm the police. Last series, I started work on the restoration of a Purdy self-opener. This entire Purdy was refinished, and I wanted to share the finished product with you. This was started back in episode 12 of the 9.3 Mauser series.
Ein Bier im Laden, ein kühler Traum. Zwischen Regalen, da find ich Raum. Die Flaschen glitzern wie Sternenlicht. Die Kasse piept, das Glück zerbricht nicht. Schoppers, Prost, mein Freund. Ein Schluck, ein Lachen, wir sind vereint. Schoppers, das Leben so fein. Mit einem Krug voll Glück im Sonnenschein.
And I'm going to copy a Wesley Richards here and add this little wraparound comb grip thing. I don't know what the actual term is, so comb grip thing is going to have to do for now. You may have seen these before. It looks like this. I think it's a nice feature and I'm going to add it. But Justin, I thought you said this was going to be a bare bones, no frills rifle. Now you're adding frills? Hey. Yes, I am. And whenever I'm establishing a line, I always like to use a checkering tool, and then I'll come in later with a flat file, which you'll see in just a little bit. So, as I said, now I use a flat pillar file with the safety edge, and it's hard to see in this video, but I have the file canted to a slight angle so I can get the corner in that track that we cut. This will prevent me from slipping the file over the border. Now that my line is established, I use a wider file to lower the grip surface. I must have had too many shop beers because my first line was all stupid, so just repeat everything you just saw. And of course, these sides have to be symmetrical, which is up there with calming down a woman when it comes to difficulty. And if your wife just heard me say that, not you, I'm talking about the other women, the difficult ones. As you can see, these sides are as symmetrical as the letter R, but we'll get to that when we get to that. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching. Buy a shirt, join the Patreon, have a great week. See you Tuesday.
Shop Bier, oh Shop Bier, wir heben das Glas. Schoppbier, oh Schoppbier, ein Prost für den Spaß.